Okay, all right. Let's go. It's Saturday night in Central Australia. This is Murray Stewart, and this is episode 692, Blind Magic in Alice Springs. Charities. Yes, charities. There is a saying, there's nothing as cold as charity. And I don't know exactly the origins of that saying, but I guess it comes from the notion that charity of and within itself is not necessarily a solution. That charity can be cold if it's not followed through with action, if it's not followed through with commitment and belief and a very, very strong ethical foundation. The news has come through within the last couple of days about some of our charities here in Australia that appear to have forgotten these facts, that appear to have absolutely lost their way. Less than 10% of the money they collect is going toward their cause. This pains me. This distresses me. Some of you will know that I was chair of the Desert Sports Foundation for over 10 years. I was the founder of the Desert Sports Foundation here in Central Australia. And the one thing that I strove very hard to achieve was to keep it local and keep it focused solely on the cause, which was to assist families with the costs associated with sending their children away to compete in sporting events away from Central Australia. I do believe the lessons that are learnt through sport can build strong young men and strong young women. But the costs associated with meeting the commitments of families toward their children in these areas can be immense and can be prohibitive. So a lot of children from Central Australia were not getting that opportunity to grow and develop and succeed and to flourish. So hence the Desert Sports Foundation was formed. There were times when I did flirt with the idea that maybe the Desert Sports Foundation could invest in a local business, ensuring its financial growth. I'm so glad I didn't go down that path, because it appears that when you do go down that path is when a charity can lose its moral compass. I believe most, if not all, charities begin with people who are totally committed to a cause, totally committed to a belief. Very often it comes from tragic circumstances within their own life. So they are driven by exactly the right motivation. But then they lose control of the cause. They lose control of the meaning through the fact that once they start going down the road of commercial investments, then people start getting involved that are in it for the wrong reasons. And the organisation becomes more greed-based than a social-based organisation. I believe there can be changes made to the acts governing charities that will ensure that charities are made more accountable, but more importantly, that they remain true to their cause. I am proud to say that until this day, I sleep very, very well at night knowing that the Desert Sports Foundation here in Central Australia did and has, and I trust always will, sticks to its cause. I'm sure you know that I've had to step aside from the Desert Sports Foundation due to my illness battles, but I do believe very much in the new chair. I think she's absolutely made of the right fibre. And at this stage, I'm very, very confident that the organisation will stay true to its core values and true to its foundational beliefs. And that makes me feel very, very good and very satisfied and very comforted. I do believe that I may be able to lend political advisors and the like some of my thoughts in relation to how we can introduce policies that will ensure that charities remain focused on their foundational beliefs. So let me see what I can come up with. Back in the day, back in Victoria, myself and my identical twin brother protested against some charities who were definitely losing their accountability and growing in a manner which was totally unhealthy to those who they were supposed to be caring for under their charter. And there were changes made at that time as a result of our protests, as a result of our input. There were changes made to what was then known as the Hospital and Charities Act in Victoria. And it did bring about significant changes. So maybe I need to rewrite that book and revisit some of those moments in order to perhaps assist the federal government in bringing back accountability. I am not going to pile on when it comes to the people who are obviously now doing the wrong thing. As I said, I believe that they started their charities with the best of intentions, but they have lost control of the cause. And I have got absolutely no doubt that there are some within these charities that are at the moment being questioned that are finding it very, very difficult to sleep. So let's help them to win back their moral fibre. And yes, there may need to be some consequences for some, but I think the outcome absolutely needs to be to ensure that the beneficiaries of these charities are the people who gain. And if we don't do that, all charities will suffer, even the very good ones, even the focused ones. So we absolutely need to do this for the credibility of all of those charities out there. And as I said, most importantly, of all of the beneficiaries of these charities. We owe it to them and we owe it to us. This has been episode 692, a Blind Magic Communications production.